Look out, because an apex predator has a substance abuse problem and has a craving for human flesh. Well, it is the 80s after all. The era for booger sugar, with a cast of wacky, colourful characters looking to score some gear. What could go wrong? Get ready to run. Run so far away from Cocaine Bear. Hello there, you loose units, and welcome back to another episode of Spicy Boy Reviews. I'm, of course, your host, Andrew Iles. That's right, Cocaine Bear, directed by third-wave femo and repeat foot-in-mouth offender, Elizabeth Banks. That's right, this is Elizabeth Banks' third feature film under her belt. She directed the hilarious Pitch Perfect 2 and followed it up with the Charlie's Angel remake. It is the year 1985, and a drug runner by the name of Andrew Thornton is flying in a plane over a Georgian national park. He starts dumping duffel bag after duffel bag full of cocaine, and decides to jump out of the plane himself, but doesn't stick the landing. Whoopsie! Apparently, this opening sequence is actually based on true events. Andrew Thornton was a cocaine runner for the one and only Pablo Escobar, and thought that the FBI would tailor him, so decided to dump some of the cocaine and jump out himself. But his parachute unfortunately failed. Then we're introduced to a Swedish couple hiking in the mountains who stumble upon a black bear who's been getting into a bit of booger sugar. The bear goes full apeshit on the couple and begins to attack them. I thought this was Cocaine Bear, not Meth Bear. Maybe Meth Bear could be a spin-off from this film, about a hairy middle-aged gay dude who smokes some crack and begins to bite the faces of local eshays. We then meet everybody in the cast, and I do mean everybody. We have three teenagers who are a bit of a gang here who like to rob people, so pretty much the 80s version of eshays. A pistol-happy park ranger and her modern family crush. An old-school detective who is in town to track where the cocaine is being dumped. And our pseudo-lead here, a night shift nurse played by Kerry Russell, along with her school-skipping daughter and her daughter's hilarious young friend. But the character that really kicks this film into gear, pun intended, is mob boss Ray Liotta with his last on-screen performance. He's playing the character that he plays best. A piece of shit patriarch, head of a family, who sends his heartbroken son, played by Han Solo Sugar Free and Ice Cube Jr., to go into the national park and try and get as many of these cocaine bricks that were dumped as possible. I've got to say, these two characters are easily the best, the most engaging, and have the best humour. Their charisma is off the charts as a bit of an odd couple. It's great. They definitely get the majority of the screen time, and thankfully so. Of course, all these characters eventually end up crossing paths with each other, and the bloodbath begins! Eventually. This film does take its sweet time to set up the characters and their subplots. And everyone gets a backstory and a subplot. Not necessarily a bad thing for a film, of course, but this is Cocaine Bear. We want to see Cocaine Bear, and we want to see it killing some mofos, which we eventually do. There's a lot of gore on display here, a lot of limbs flying aplenty, but it does take a while to get to the good stuff. I have to admit though, the CGI for the bear is pretty shonky, but it's Cocaine Bear. You know what you're getting yourself into. And finally, they're giving roles to black bears, not after the brown washing of Prey and The Revenant. The movie is very self-aware, uberly tongue-in-cheek, and severely over the top. But it's definitely one of the best entries to this particular genre. I don't know what it's called, but you know what I mean, like movies like Sharknado, Snakes on a Plane, and Velocipasta. There's quirky dialogue too, a little bit pushy at times, but it does induce a few chuckles here and there. It was well shot, the film, I have to admit. The colour grading was quite good, very colourful, it popped. And upon reflection, the colour palette of what was on screen actually looked like it was out of Pitch Perfect 2. However, it works for the film. If you've seen the trailer, you know exactly what you're gonna get. I guess Kerry Russell is supposed to be our lead in this film, but her character ultimately is mother trying to find daughter And that's it. I mean, which is fine. I mean, nothing against Kerry Russell as an actor. She's fine. She's okay. But the character just wasn't that interesting. However, Ray Liotta, the old school detective, O'Shea Jackson Jr., and Alden, whatever his name is, they were easily the best parts of this film. The film only goes for about an hour and a half as well, but it felt longer, and that's not a good thing. I was waiting for it to wrap up. It felt like it went for 20 minutes too long, because I guess they focused on the human characters, which I didn't really give a shit about. You know, they focused on the dysfunctional side of their family and quarrelling and stuff. I was like, I don't care. But like I said, when it's good, and you know what you're going to get. I didn't absolutely love this film. It was fine. Again, it gave me a few chuckles here and there, but I will happily watch this over Ant-Man Quantum. Who gives a fuck at this point? Anyway, guys, that's my review of Cocaine Bear. Write down if you've seen it. What are your thoughts on the film, or if you're excited to see it? And what else is your favourite installment in this particular weird genre? And if, of course, you made it this far into the episode, please give me a thumbs up, because your love and support keeps me going, because I just love movies, and I assume you do as well. And, of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe icon, because we give out episodes weekly, and we'll see you back here next week for the next review. And until then, stay spooky, kids.